What's up, rail fans and model railroaders? James here with Boulder Creek Yard, and I have a bit of a, well, it's not really a review or anything, but I'm just going to show off what I just recently picked up. I just picked up the Canadian Pacific number 7022 Navy unit from Athearn Genesis with Tsunami 2. It's actually my first Tsunami 2 engine, and I like it. I probably will buy stuff with this already installed in the future, but going forward, I'm still going to stick to ESU for anything I do a retrofit on, just because I like the way that I can load their sound files and whatnot. So, this isn't a review about any of that, though. But let me go ahead and get this thing out of the box, and I'll show it off. Alright, I got it out of the box, and I got it running, so let's go ahead and bring it on in. Alright, since I can't figure out how to shut this thing down like an ESU, I'm just gonna mute it for now. Anyways, for those that don't know, this is one of the Canadian Pacific SD70 ACUs. They were rebuilt from, I believe, SD90 Max or SD90Hs, something like that. You can look it up online pretty easily. Anyways, the reason I got this one was I used to be in the Navy. Not the Canadian Navy, of course, but I just really like the scheme of this with the kind of ship gray. It's not the same gray that the U.S. Navy uses, but it's kind of close. In the right light, anyway. But it does have the oxide red, or the red undercoating that the ships would use below the waterline, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's also similar font to what the U.S. Navy uses, but it's dead accurate for what the Canadian Navy uses. Anyways, I really like the unit. It runs really well. Out of the box, it has no problems that I can see. It sounds really good. Still getting used to the Tsunami 2 decoder, as it doesn't react how I would expect. But that's just from coming from ESU decoders. Like I said, I couldn't find a way to shut down the engine. I don't know if it even has that feature. It might be somewhere in the book. I don't know. I'll have to look. Like I said, this isn't a review, but I am going to show off some of the features that I find kind of cool. So it's hard to get on camera, but you can kind of see through this grate here. I believe there's a compressor or something inside of there that you can kind of see if you shine some light through it. Also, it does have these prototypically sized or prototypical type chains that they're actually real chain links. Another feature that I really like, and this is available on a lot of top detailed engines these days, but I do really like the underframe lights. They look pretty good on this one. They're nice and bright. You can see them when the lights are low, and you can kind of see them even when the lights are on high. So the camera's not really picking it up too well, but a moment ago you just saw flickering right there. Actually, you may still be able to see it. That's the side frame light, or the underframe light, whatever you want to call it. So, moving to the front, here are the front lights. You know, they're front lights. Finally, Athearn is on LEDs. Well, they've been on LEDs for a while now, but it's only been a couple of years. But I think that they look pretty fantastic. They're a color that's pleasing to me. They're not some super blue or super white LED, so they picked the proper color. Also, the other cool thing is they don't flicker on my camera like they do for James Wright. I don't know. It must be because I'm using a cell phone and he's probably using a proper DSLR or mirrorless camera. I don't know. Regardless, it doesn't actually show up as flickering. For whatever reason, the side light does, though. Alright, we'll go ahead and flip it around and I'll show you the other side. In my opinion, this side isn't really as interesting, just because you don't have that chain detail, which is pretty cool. Which, speaking of the chain detail, I don't really know which is truly better, but there's Scale Train's version. It's just hard plastic that's kind of molded into a chain shape. Alright, so now that I showed off some of the features that I like, I'll just go ahead and show off some of the sounds real quick and we'll be done with the video. So, here's the longhorn. And it's got a little bit of reverb to it or something, or echo. Not really sure how prototypical that would be. I'm not usually listening to engine use the horn without the prime mover going, so I've never really paid attention. Here's the short horn. They said no idea how prototypical that echo is, but you know, maybe I guess if you're in a canyon or something. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get the prime mover started up. Oop, there's the mute. I wish it was a shutdown, but, you know, I guess that's pretty good. And here's straight to 8, so we can get it moving without actually moving the locomotive. It also has some interesting sounds, like I don't know why there's...
All aboard!
But there is. It's also got cab chatter. I don't know why it's... I guess that would be radio chatter, not necessarily from this engine. Anyways, with the volume turned up on this, and if you forget to turn off track power, it's a pretty great way to mess with your wife when she's working from home alone. She'll just randomly hear something talking from the basement, and it's the cab chatter from this unit. I find that pretty funny. She thought somebody was in the house for a little while. Alright, well, I'm just going to leave you with a little bit of a run-by, and that's the end of this video. Like I said, not really a review, not really anything, but just showing off a new locomotive that I got. With that said, Boulder Creek Yard out.